Sometimes angels don't come from heaven. They come from the dust, barefoot, hungry, and with a heart purer than gold. The wind howled across the endless desert, carrying with it the taste of sand and the scent of survival. Beneath the cruel, blazing sun, a frail boy trudged along the dunes, his feet bare, cracked and burnt. His name was Ayan, a 16-year-old orphan who had known hunger longer than comfort and loneliness longer than love. Every day was a fight, not against enemies, but against emptiness. He gathered scraps, drank from cracked clay pots left behind by travelers, and prayed each night for one more sunrise. But that day, that cursed, miraculous day, fate had prepared something extraordinary for him. As he climbed a dune searching for a piece of shade, he noticed something in the distance, a shape half buried in the sand. At first, he thought it was just another mirage, a cruel illusion the desert often played. But as he squinted through the heat waves, he saw movement, a hand weakly waving for help. His heart raced. He ran, stumbling, sliding, his feet sinking into the hot sand until he reached her. A woman, barely conscious, her lips dry, her face pale, and her body trembling. She was heavily pregnant, her breathing shallow. "Please, help," she whispered, her voice cracking like dry wood. Ayan didn't think. He tore off his worn scarf, dipped it in his water pouch, his only water, and pressed it to her lips. She drank greedily, tears slipping from her eyes. "Thank you," she murmured. I lost my husband. The car broke down. I tried to walk. But," her voice faded. Ayan looked around. Only sand in every direction. No road, no hope. Just him and her. He didn't know her name, but something inside him, something deep and human, told him that her life and the life inside her now depended on him. "Don't worry," he said, forcing a smile he didn't feel. "You'll be fine. I'll get you out of here." The sun burned like fire overhead. Ayan helped her sit up, then tore off part of his shirt to shade her head. He had no donkey, no cart, only his strength and his will. So he made a decision that would test every ounce of both. He built a small shelter using sticks and his torn cloth. Each hour he rationed water, giving her more than himself. When night fell, the temperature dropped sharply. The desert that scorched by day now froze by night. The woman, whose name he later learned was Layla, trembled uncontrollably. Ayan lit a small fire using dry shrubs. He sat beside her, keeping watch as the stars shone above them like silver tears. "Why are you helping me?" she asked softly. Ayan looked at the fire. "Because once I needed help too, and no one came." She stared at him for a long moment, her eyes filling with emotion. "You're a good boy, Ayan." He smiled faintly. "Maybe, but good doesn't fill stomachs." They both laughed quietly, despite the pain. The next morning brought a new horror, a sandstorm. The wind screamed, blinding them. The sky turned orange, and the air itself became knives of dust. Ayan grabbed Layla's arm and shouted, "Cover your face! Hold on to me!" He shielded her with his body, turning his back to the storm as it raged for hours. When it finally passed, his skin was bleeding, his lips split, but Layla was safe. That night, under the cold stars, she cried quietly. "You'll die because of me," she whispered. "No," he said, smiling weakly. "If I die saving someone, then maybe my life meant something after all." 3 more days passed. Their food was gone, their water was nearly finished. Ayan's body weakened, but he refused to rest. He would wake at dawn, walk miles searching for tracks or a sign of life, and return each evening with nothing except hope. Until the 4th day, he spotted a trail of smoke far in the distance, a sign of people, maybe travelers or a nomad camp. He ran back to Layla, his face alight with excitement. "Stay strong. I'll go. I'll bring help," he promised. She tried to stop him, but he pressed her hand gently. "Trust me." He ran. For hours. His legs gave up, but his will didn't. He stumbled and fell countless times, but he crawled until he reached the source, a small Bedouin camp. When the men saw the boy collapse at their feet, they rushed to him. "Help! Pregnant woman." In the desert, he gasped before losing consciousness. When he woke, it was to the sound of voices, kind, calm, human. He blinked. Layla lay beside him, safe, with women attending to her. She smiled through tears. "You did it, Ayan. You saved us." The Bedouin chief patted his shoulder. "You're brave, son. Few men would have done what you did." Ayan tried to smile but felt too weak. "Is the baby okay?" Layla nodded, her hand resting on her belly. "Because of you." Days later, Layla gave birth to a healthy baby boy. She named him Ayan, after the boy who had given her life back. But Ayan, the orphan, didn't stay long. Once she was safe, he quietly slipped away at dawn, leaving behind only a note. "You already have a family now. I don't belong anywhere. But I'll never forget that I was needed once, even if only for a few days." Months passed. Layla couldn't forget him. She searched every nearby village asking about a thin boy with kind eyes and a torn scarf. Finally, she found him, working in a roadside tea stall carrying heavy pots for meager coins. When he saw her, he froze. Layla approached him, tears streaming down her face, and hugged him tightly. "I thought you forgot me," he said softly. She shook her head. "You saved me and my child. You'll never be forgotten again." Then she did something that changed his life forever. She took his hand and said, "Come home with me." Ayan hesitated. "Home?" "Yes," she smiled. "You gave me a new life. Now let me give you one." Years passed. The boy who once wandered barefoot in the desert became part of a loving family. He studied, grew stronger, and eventually took charge of Layla's business, the one she rebuilt after her husband's passing. But he never lost the humility that defined him. He often returned to that same desert, now with her son, little Ayan, to show him where kindness once bloomed from despair. One evening, as the sun dipped below the dunes, Ayan told the boy, "Remember this, my son. Kindness doesn't ask who deserves it, it simply gives, and somehow it always finds its way back." The wind blew softly, carrying away the last words of a boy who had once been forgotten by the world but chosen by destiny to remind it what humanity truly means. Sometimes, the poorest hearts hold the richest souls. A single act of kindness can change two lives forever, the one who gives and the one who receives. An orphan boy alone in the desert, a pregnant woman lost without hope. What happened next will restore your faith in kindness and humanity. Watch till the end. This story will touch your soul.